Und damit herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Aufnahme zu Agatha Christie, The ABC Murders. Ich hoffe, dass wir vielleicht in dieser Aufnahme die Fälle abschließen können und endlich herausfinden, wer der ABC-Mörder ist. Auf Deutsch hört sich das so scheiße an. Der ABC-Mörder. Genau, wir gucken mal. Wundert euch nicht, ich muss hier noch nebenbei ein bisschen was in meinen Magen chauffieren. Aber ich tue das, wenn gerade Dialoge sind, und dann fällt es hoffentlich nicht so. Guck mal, wir haben 81%, also das schaffen wir ja heute wohl. Oh, aber nur die Hälfte an Ego-Punkten. Okay. Wir schaffen das schon. Wir werden das heute bestimmt gemeinsam lösen. Und Alter, Entschuldigung, ich vergesse es immer. Ich muss ja erstmal wieder ein bisschen leiser machen auf meinen Öhrchen. Oh, besser. Okay, dann wollen wir mal weiter. Der 50. Freiboot. Ich habe hier übrigens in meinen coolen Hogwarts-Becher noch ein bisschen Tee. Der ist richtig nice. Den weiche ich jetzt das erste Mal ein. Unglaublich. Ja, wir sind im Marbury Guesthouse. Oder am Form, eher gesagt. Da oben ist die Katzi. Das Taxi hat uns da hingebracht. Mit dem können wir nicht reden. Gucken wir da erstmal.
Marbury. There is a very pretty village by this name in Cheshire.
Mhm. Dann wollen wir mal anklopfen. Gucken, ob einer da ist. Es scheint offen zu sein. Hm.
It is a very beautiful piano. Maybe Mrs. Marbury likes to play in her free time.
Maybe. I don't know. Sie singt auf jeden Fall sehr gerne oder summt sehr gerne. Komm, wir stellen uns mal vor den Tresen, wie sich das gehört. Ach, die Katze geht wieder in ihre Heizungsliege. Perfekt. Schön, schön. Kann ich nicht erstmal angucken? Nein.
How do you do? You must be Mr. Hercule Poirot. Chief Inspector Jupp told me that you might be coming.
Madame, you may be of valuable help to me.
It would be my pleasure to help you.
Natürlich.
Will there be some journalists there as well?
I think you might even be interviewed. You are key witness.
I've suspected him for some time, but he appeared so harmless. Oh yes, sometimes he got angry and waved his arms about. But even then, he wasn't frightening. And he was as gentle as a lamb again immediately afterwards. It was only this morning that I understood. He told me he was going to Cheltenham, but my daughter saw him at Euston Station. It's not the right station. To get to Cheltenham, you have to take the train from Paddington. And what's more, Mr. Cuss left behind an ABC with Doncaster underlined. As you can imagine, when I saw that, I called Scotland Yard.
Natürlich.
Well done. You were right. He did go to Doncaster.
So I was right to warn the police.
Tell me, did you have any other reason to suspect Mr. Cust?
Well, he's odd. Sometimes he coughs really loudly and complains that his throat is burning, and sometimes he talks to himself and stares into space. He told me that it was because of a wound he got in the war. His head hasn't been quite right since, he said. And then he was in Churston when that millionaire got murdered. I found his train ticket when I washed his coat. He didn't want me to wash his shirt. He washed it himself. But I did see big brown stains on it.
Do you think it was blood?
Well, when I saw them, I thought, look, he spilled his wine or his soup all over himself. But now that I think about it, well, they did look like blood.
Cust used to travel for his work. Is that correct?
Oh, it wasn't for pleasure. He was always unwell on trains. But he had to sell his stockings around England. I have to respect my engagements, he used to say.
Do you know where Cust was at the time of the murder in Andover and Bexhill? On June the 21st and July the 25th?
No, I don't know. That was a while ago, you know.
But surely you keep a register.
It won't do you much good. Mr. Cuss rents his room for the year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it. I remember one thing. Bexers by the sea, right?
Indeed, it is a large seaside resort.
Well, as it happens, at the start of July, Mr. Cast asked me to repair his bathing dress. Suspicious, huh?
Very interesting. Please continue.
I also forgot to say that he started buying newspapers that talked about the case.
Which newspapers?
The evening ones and the daily ones.
That will be all for now. I'm going to take a look at his room.
Take the key on the counter.
Thank you, madam. Madame. Erstmal angucken, nicht?
I don't think my register will help you. Mr. Cuss rents his room all year.
Das sagt
If he
sie
goes
bereits.
away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it.
The truth is becoming apparent, and I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury. This woman appears to be in a good mood. Mrs. Marbury is in a good mood. She's working very precisely in producing incredibly thin peel.
I really would like to help, but I think I've said all I have to say.
Thank you. You have been most helpful.
At your service.
Kannst du bitte den Schlüssel nehmen? Danke.
I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury.
Ja, okay, aber sie werden nicht mit uns reden. Ah, ich kann jetzt auch nicht mehr. Hä?
I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury.
Hoch.
Mrs. Marbury, if I am to believe the register, you rented room 306 to a certain Mr. Fishman on the day of the Bexhill murder. Room 306 is Cust's room. Can you explain yourself?
Yes, I remember. Just for one night as a favor. Mr. Cust was away, all my other rooms were taken, and poor Mr. Fishman had nowhere to go.
It doesn't matter, provided that you remembered to change the sheets.
Oh, do you think so?
Die ist irgendwie ein bisschen merkwürdig, habe ich das Gefühl. So. Erstmal ins Spiegel gucken. Ja, wir sehen gut aus heute.
The Bexhill Daily Paper, dated from the day of the Bexhill murder. Most probably the bathing dress repaired by Mrs. Marbury's expert hands. All the main articles referring to the ABC case are here, from the Churston murder onwards. Nothing before that date.
So.
Trousers, white shirts. Everything has been washed very well.
Natürlich. Prost. Ui, dicke Apfel. Nice.
ABC guys. Enough to sign about a dozen murders.
Okay. Sehr auffällig. Was haben wir da? Laudanum.
Cameron's chemists. Laudanum, a medicine for coughs. It is what Dr. Clark prescribed for Mrs. Asher. The subject will probably be useful to me.
Das denke ich auch. Und was haben wir hier? Ein Sedativum.
Diethyl barbituric acid, Johnson Company.
Johnson?
I know this medicine. It is a powerful sedative. The subject will probably be useful to me.
Nehmen wir natürlich alles mit. Laudanum.
How hopeful. This place is a real mess.
Ja, ein bisschen, wa? Leicht verschobenes Bett, ja. Ja, da. Geschirr. Und die Hose auf dem Stuhl. Der Stuhl. Mantel. Entschuldigung. Das konnte man aus diesem Winkel so schlecht erkennen.
Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
Alter, meine Katze, die schnarcht so laut. Ich höre das durch die Kopfhörer. Wow. Die ist echt krass, die Mietzel.
It's an ABC.
It's an ABC, ja. Ein Messer haben wir da auch.
A long-bladed knife. A murderer's weapon. The subject will probably be useful to me.
Bestimmt. Entschuldigung.
Cust is parsimonious. He keeps his pencils and sharpens them until there is nothing left. It is clear that he did not grow up in luxury.
Ach, das ist ein... Okay.
Did Cust drop it when he opened the window? Or was it Mrs. Marbury while she was cleaning? I have to get the ribbon. How am I going to do it?
No. Was für ein Ribbon? Ach, das da.
The ribbon is jammed. I have to start by freeing it. The ribbon is jammed. The left-hand heel has been removed.
Dann machen wir das gleiche auch noch mit der rechten Spule.
The right-hand heel has been removed.
Aha. Kann ich es jetzt rausnehmen? Yes.
And here is the ribbon. Let us see if it was indeed used to write the letters sent by ABC.
Eine Redfield. Ich liebe Schreibmaschinen.
I only need the ink ribbon for my inquiry. I will let Jack clean the keyboard if he wishes.
If he wishes?
All the letters announcing the murders were written on Cust's typewriter.
So, und hier jetzt noch.
John Milligan, Managing Director, Silky Legs, Frederick Street, Leicester. To A.B. Cust, Marbury's Guest House, 1935, May the 21st. Dear Sir, further to our letters dated 5th and 10th of the month, we confirm we are you as door-to-door salesman, according to the conditions stated in our previous letters. We will send you the articles by mail and also a Redfield typewriter you will be using for every business letter. Regarding the schedule of your rounds, please do as following. June 21, Andover. Arrive by train the 20th in the evening and get a room at Station Hotel. Start your turn in the north part of the town. This letter establishes that Cust went to Andover, but the ink has hidden the destinations of his other trips. I know from Mrs. Marbury that he went to Churston. I just have to show that he went to Bexhill, and I will have proved that he was present at all the crime scenes.
Nur die Frage, wie bekommen wir das jetzt noch raus?
War of 1914-1918. By the King's order, the name of Corporal A.B. Cust Devonshire Regiment, was published on the London Gazette on May the 10th, 1918, as mentioned in a dispatch for gallant and distinguished service. An army dispatch, wounded on the Somme front, victim of a gas attack. Corporal Cust greatly deserves his distinction.
Opfer eines Gasangriffes, deshalb hat er so Probleme mit dem Hals. Da fehlt uns aber noch was, hm? Nee. Wo befand sich Cust zum Zeitpunkt des Mordes in Bexhill? Cust war am Tag des Verbrechens wahrscheinlich in Bexhill. Leider nur wahrscheinlich.
The register shows that Cust did not sleep at the guest house on the day of the murder. Where was he? Bexhill. The Bexhill paper reveals it.
Okay.
Cust bought this newspaper in Bexhill on July the
Macht
25th.
Sehr gut. Mrs. Marbury, sie ist Alexander Bonaparte Custs Vermieterin. Sie vermietet ihre Zimmer an andere Gäste, wenn ihre regulären Pensionsgäste auf Reise sind. Hauptsache Geld kommt rein, ne? Sie hat gesehen, wie Alexander Bonaparte Cust sein mit Blut beflecktes Hemd gewaschen hat. Customer durchsuchen. Wir sind noch nicht fertig, denn wir müssen uns das Bett noch angucken, was er
The least we
irgendwie
can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
verschoben war. Okay. Was muss ich mir jetzt noch angucken? Aber wie durchsuche ich das denn jetzt?
The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
Yeah, I know. Vielleicht hier der... Oh, jetzt
The
sagt
least
es
we
schon
can
wieder.
say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
Ja. Was soll ich mir denn noch angucken? Das Fenster? Spülbecken. Ach, da unten. Ah, da sind Blutflecken oder so auf dem...
This dark stain.
Ah,
It could be blood, but goodness knows how long it has been there.
ja. Schade. Oh, Bro. Ja. Und jetzt? Wir sind immer noch nicht fertig. Ach, das können wir uns auch noch angucken, okay.
ABC guys. Enough to sign about a dozen murders.
Das hier können wir jetzt
It's
bestimmt...
closed.
Ja, wir haben doch das Messer aufgenommen, oder nicht?
This
Oh.
knife is very useful. Who knows? Maybe it never cut anything other than string.
Maybe.
Stockings.
Stockings.
No use continuing the inspection of this
Ja.
room. I've seen all there is to see.
Yay! Erfolgreich durchsucht. Das heißt, wir müssen jetzt telefonieren, scheint es mir.
Goodbye, Mrs. Marbury.
Ah.
Thank you for your help.
Bye.
Bye!
Ah, Chief Inspector. I was about to leave.
Good evening, Chief Inspector. Welcome. Please excuse me, I must go to the kitchen. I'll leave the key of Mr. Cust on the counter.
I'm sorry I'm late. I've spent ages with the Doncaster police. And you?
I have established one fact. On 3 occasions, Cust was at the scene on the day of the crimes.
Mhm. Na und jetzt?
I had best talk to Jab.
I've listened closely to what you have to say, Poirot. For me, there's no doubt Cust is guilty. Do you have any element that might prove the contrary?
That is what we're going to look for. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Yeah, I try. Hoffentlich wird es nicht wieder so ein... Oh, das sind so viele Indizien. Warum?